Now hacking is a profession. There is a financial benefit or a immediate gratification which happens. So 2017 was a ransomware year. 2018 seems to be more of a crypto mining where you have an instant gratification. So there's a business model in terms of what you can make. Earlier it used to be you would get into financial organization, have an heist, take out a few dollars. But now there could be different ways of actually making money out of it. So more and more people are getting into that. Also, hacking is becoming easier with a lot of tools available online. You could buy at a few dollars any of these hardwares which are there. What's interesting to see is if I start thinking like an hacker or think like an attacker, what really comes to mind is that if you look at this cycle of how the hack has really happened, it starts from a email which comes in, a malware gets downloaded, it infiltrates the endpoint, then the malware kind of starts elevating the privileges, does a lateral movement within the network, and eventually it keeps elevating the privileges to certain level where they get access to the domain access. The moment you have the domain account as an access or it's compromised, that's game over. So if you look at all successful hacks that have happened, whether they are small or large in any industry, it is typically because the privilege access has been compromised. In the last data that we have is about 44% of the hacks which happened in CyberArk was called in to really fix from a privilege access perspective. Privilege access is something which one is that every organization has a privilege access. Every employee who would use an IT device or a IP device would need a username and password. Now, whether those are documented, whether everybody has an inventory, and if those passwords are getting rotated from a company policy perspective, that's something which is without a tool or without a proper methodology is not really determined. So the first piece which I would say any organization should do is a discovery of how many privilege access accounts that they actually have within the enterprise. If you are able to know what you have, then rationalizing it, making sure that those are protected can happen. So the first step is the discovery part of it. There are different technologies which can manage privilege access, and one of the leading technologies which really works is vaulting all those passwords. So typically what you do is you start taking all the devices, take their user privilege access passwords and vault them, and eventually you rotate them as per a policy. So one is you've protected them and you're rotating them. The second part is you start recording every piece or every login the admin does now into the target assets which are there. So it means that an administrator, when he logs in into any server, everything is recorded. The third thing which needs to be done is monitoring. So every time the sessions are being taken by the admin, they get monitored for malicious behavior, anything which is anomalies. If I'm a backup administrator and I start opening up some files which I should not be doing it, that should kind of, or use any prompt commands which could actually be very sensitive commands, then it kind of triggers off as a monitoring, saying that this is not an activity which should be a normal behavior activity. So if you follow these three pillars of vaulting and rotating of passwords, recording, and eventually monitoring, then managing the privilege access and securing them becomes quite easy. So the data which is published data which is available is that every successful hack, privilege access has been compromised. Now number of breaches is something which it's very difficult to make a statement, primarily because unless and until I go and do a disclosure, there is no way somebody knows that the breach has happened. But every breach, if you look at it from a forensic perspective, if you read any of the reports, typically it is the end result or the root cause analysis eventually comes out that at some point of time in the cycle, the privilege access was compromised, and that's how the hacker was able to go through any of these systems and was successful.